Hello, Morongo Basin, and listeners around the world online at Z107.7fm.com. Here is the Z107.7 local news for Wednesday, August 27th, 2025. A fatal collision involving a cyclist and a car left one person dead. According to the Sheriff's Department, deputies from the Morongo Basin Station responded to a report of a traffic collision involving a bicyclist and an automobile on Monday at approximately 12:47 p.m. on Adobe Road near Kaye Todd Lane in Twentynine, Palms. On Monday, August 25th at approximately 12:47 p.m., the responding deputies carried out an investigation and said that the cyclist was traveling northbound on Adobe Road and was weaving in and out of the northbound lanes of travel. The cyclist then veered into the southbound lanes on Adobe Road, where deputies say he collided with the vehicle. When deputies arrived, they said the victim was lying in the roadway and witnesses were administering CPR. Deputies and personnel from San Bernardino County Fire continued life-saving measures, but the cyclist ultimately succumbed to his injuries and was pronounced deceased at the scene. His identity has not yet been released by the coroner's office, but he was identified as a resident of Twentynine Palms. The driver of the vehicle remained on the scene and cooperated with investigators. At this time, driving under the influence does not appear to be a factor. Anyone with information regarding this incident is urged to contact the Morongo Basin Sheriff's Station at 760-366-4175. One student was arrested and one student was treated by paramedics after an alleged pepper spray attack at Yucca Valley High School. On Monday morning at around 11 a.m., a San Bernardino County Sheriff's deputy assigned to Yucca Valley as a student resource officer responded to a report of an attack on campus. The victim, a 14-year-old student, told the officer that she was in a bathroom washing her hands. The victim said a 17-year-old female student came into the bathroom and sprayed pepper spray at the victim. The victim said that the pepper spray made contact with her face, neck, and eye. The victim was treated by paramedics at the high school. The 17-year-old female suspect, who was not identified because she is a minor, was arrested on suspicion of assault with a chemical and booked into Apple Valley Juvenile Hall. Electronic changeable messaging signs, known as CMS, are being installed on Twentynine Palms Highway throughout the Morongo Basin. The hit-and-run case from last year that left one Yucca Valley teen dead faces its 10th delay in court. Here's reporter Adeline J. Wells with more.
Troy Reynolds, the suspect in a hit-and-run collision that killed a Yucca Valley teenager last year, returned to court on Tuesday morning for a pre-preliminary hearing. District Attorney Jason Getzlow and Defense Attorney James Rogan were both in attendance. Additional time was requested before the preliminary hearing. Judge Sarah Oliver scheduled another pre-preliminary hearing for September 10th and a preliminary hearing for September 11th. The court ordered the preliminary hearing scheduled for August 28th vacated. Troy Reynolds is charged with felony hit and run resulting in permanent injury or death. He is currently out on $500,000 bail. Reporting for Z107.7, this is Adeline J. Wells.
Also known as State Route 62, Twentynine Palms Highway is under the jurisdiction of the California Department of Transportation. They announced on Friday that they are installing the CMSs to provide current information about traffic conditions. Signs will be placed in the westbound lanes on the top of the Yucca Grade in Yucca Valley, westbound lanes in Joshua Tree near the border of Yucca Valley, and eastbound lanes on the east side of Twentynine Palms. Caltrans says that the work, which includes paving and the installation of the signage, will be complete by late fall 2025. The Twentynine Palms City Council held their bi-monthly meeting last night. City Manager Stone James elaborated on the draft review of the 5-year strategic plan. The values he stressed were community pride, willingness to help, long-term sustainability, diversity, hospitality, and access to nature. During an update on the council's meeting with the Coachella Valley Housing Coalition regarding the development of possible housing in Twentynine Palms, Councilmember April Ramirez called for Councilman Octavius Scott to recuse himself from the subcommittee on affordable housing.
Do we have an alternative for the Homeless and Housing Subcommittee, an alternative council member? I'm deeply conflicted. I received an email a few months back from a constituent that brought to my attention And I mean, it hasn't been a secret that Councilman Scott does own property in a CVHC housing development. Do you have a house in a property development that was made by CVHC?
I have no property from CVHC in the jurisdiction of 29 Palms.
I understand, sir. However, the legal advisors from the FPPC did say that even if it's not in our jurisdiction, if it could be seen as a potential conflict of interest where we are going to vote on it, then you should recuse yourself from all of...
I have no financial interest in CVHC, and I will not recuse myself.
So first we were supposed to, the first recommendation was we were supposed to buy the lots for CVHC. Then CVHC said, actually, you don't really have to buy the lots. We buy the lots ourselves. And then before one of our meetings, you sent an email suggesting that we gift CVHC $125,000 from the general fund. All of this together is where my conflict lays. In the spirit of transparency, it's just making me really uncomfortable. I would like to make a motion, I guess, to I can't have this subcommittee meeting. I can't go forward with any of this, knowing this information. Can we get an alternative?
Councilmember and Mayor Steve Bilderain said he would look into the matter further and inform the council of his findings at a later date. The 29 Palms City Council commented on the speed and efficiency with which first responders, road crews, and neighbors sprang into action during flooding earlier this week, expressing their sincere thanks to all concerned. The Yucca Valley Planning Commission moved swiftly through their scant agenda at last night's meeting. Online news editor Robert Hayden has the recap.
The Planning Commission came to order and approved the consent agenda, moving on to the one public item, a wedding and event space called Tumbleweed Sanctuary, located at 57889 Pueblo Trail, and they requested a Class 4 residential special event permit at a non-residential structure. Staff says that additional time is needed for that applicant to provide an updated project description and for staff to provide an updated hearing notice for the proposed project. There was one public comment. Resident George Garcia had a few questions about the project and how it could affect his home value, and the commission said that more information and questions could be answered at the public hearing, which is set for the September 23rd Planning Commission meeting. The land development page on the Town of Yucca Valley's website also has a link to the plan for Tumbleweed Sanctuary and other proposed projects in Yucca Valley. Moving on to the land development report, not many updates since the last meeting. Circle K has continued to file applications for their gas station at the northwest corner of Avalon and 29 Palms Highway, a new application for a site plan review from CNS Cafe, they're planning an addition to the restaurant, and businesses with outdoor displays on Highway 62 that have violated the town's code have been notified, and some are coming into compliance. The commission thanks staff for a tidy and efficient meeting, which was adjourned about 15 minutes after coming to order. Reporting for Z107.7 News, I'm Robert Hayden.
Due to the severe storms that have impacted 29 Palms in this last few days, the Morongo Unified School District Board of Education postponed its scheduled meeting for last night until next Tuesday, September 2nd. This postponement allows their staff time to continue focusing on assessing road conditions, addressing facility needs, and ensuring that schools are safe and fully operational. The 29 Palms Water District will not be holding their customary monthly board meeting tomorrow. Several of the board members are attending a conference in Monterey, so there would not be a quorum for the board meeting. The 29 Palms Water District Board will meet next on September 24th. And finally, Copper Mountain College's fall semester community education program begins next week, and there's still time to sign up. Courses are created and taught by qualified members of the high desert community who want to share their knowledge and passion with others. The courses are affordable and open to anyone. Hillary Sloan spoke with Atlanta Lyles, who is teaching a course on baking and cake decorating.
So my name's Atlanta Lyles. I own Joshua Tree Cakery. It's a cottage food operation where I make birthday cakes and wedding cakes. I'm going to have a class at Copper Mountain College teaching people how to decorate a desert-themed cake. And everybody's going to have a package where they're able to take home the supplies they use to decorate the cake and the cake in a cake box. All the cakes that I make, I bake them from home.
How many sessions is your class?
I thought we were going to do 2 classes, but I think right now we're sticking to 1, and that's going to be November 14th from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m.
Is there anything else you want to say about your class?
Yeah, I think it'll be a good 2-hour session of meeting people locally from the community to decorate a cake. It's not just for females, it's also for males. So I would encourage anybody that's interested to come and check out the class. The goal here is to have like a desert sunset, which is kind of like the most popular cakes that I make. Some cacti on the side of the cake, some standing cacti on top of the cake, and maybe some little succulents on top of the cake as well.
You can register at a link in this story at Z107.7fm.com. That's our local news. Hear local news 7 times a day, 7 days a week at 7, 8, 9, noon, 4, 5, and 6. Reporting for the Morongo Basin News Leader, the award-winning Z107.7 Local News, I'm News Director Jeff Harmatz.